What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another podcast. Today, I got the boy Cam. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me in Scottsdale.
Hell yeah, yes sir. I got Cam today. Profit with Cam.
Yes, sir.
He's a trader, and I wanted to have him on today just to go over more of his insights and more specifically as well his backstory. So, Cam, do a little intro for yourself, and we'll jump into it.
Yeah, I mean, my background is probably something you've probably never seen a transition into and then out of. Really started in software sales in the Silicon Valley. Got laid off during COVID, just like most tech guys and girls for that matter. And basically was trying to figure myself out from there. Cannabis was very hot at that time, and that's a very gray area that people aren't like comfortable talking about. But I'm here to talk about it today because it really took me in the right direction where I could stack a lot of cash and then eventually kind of get out of that space, get into the high ticket space. I met a lot of traders in my first high ticket venture, which was dating coaching, which is actually, shout out to Jimmy Farley if you're watching this, was inspired by him. He was like, Cam, you need to teach people what you know in that space. And then basically I met traders in that world because as I was teaching people dating, a lot of traders are nerds, right?
Hell yeah.
So I basically built this network of traders and I was like, hey, look, you guys teach me how to trade. I'll help you with this, the dating life. And then I realized I was like, okay, why am I selling dating when I can sell both? And a lot of people will tell you to focus on one thing and just dial that in. And that's true to some extent, but if I wouldn't be making multiple six figures a month if I did that. So I can't really say that that's true. Now I built this arsenal of really, really, really good traders where we're at the point where we're not only doing consulting and helping others trade, but we're getting our Series 65 to be able to actually manage capital because some of our clients are really, really rich and they're like, you guys need to have a hedge fund at this point. So that's kind of my background in one little blurb.
So, what exactly are you doing to help people these days?
Yeah, so I basically have a different trading tier depending on who you are, right? So for the person that has 10 hours a month of time, keep in mind most people work 40 hours a week. If you have 10 hours a month of extra time to really develop a skill of futures trading, which is basically day trading at a very high level with leveraged capital from prop firms. Prop firms are companies that give the best traders in the world money to trade with, so then you can use leveraged capital to trade with at no risk. Why is it no risk? Because the way the prop firm industry is set up is they give the best traders in the world money. They keep 20% of your wins, you keep 80%. When you lose, they eat the loss. That's it. If you have 10 hours a month, we can scale you to multiple funded trading accounts, teach you how to copy our trades very, very specifically, and you can make 10, 20, 30. Our best clients make 50 grand a month at scale. That's if you have the time and the aptitude, okay? If you don't, if you're working a very high level, intense job, engineer, doctor, attorney, whatever it is, but you want to make money investing and not just put your money in the S&P and wait till you're 65, you can trade options with me and my team, okay? It takes 45 seconds a day to trade options, okay? 45 seconds to enter a trade on a Monday, 45 seconds to sell on a Friday. We minimum double your money on 90% of trades. That's past data from this year alone, okay? What I offer is those two things, okay, for the most part. So you can pay to work with us on those levels. We also have a fully automated algorithm that if you're literally have no time, but you have a decent amount of capital, 20K and above, we can put it into our algorithm. It literally just trades one thing, USD to Euro, Euro USD. And it does it very, very quickly, all AI proprietary. You cannot find the software white labeled anywhere else. And you'll do what we've seen is over the last 3 years, 5 to 15% monthly returns, one losing month in 3 years. I can prove that data on third-party websites for anybody that gets on a call.
Okay. I know that you were also into crypto too, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to go into your backstory, how even you got into crypto, made a bag on that, and then kind of also, pivoted into what you're saying now?
Yeah. So I'm 30. So 2017 finished college, 2018 and went to UC Santa Cruz. Basically moved to San Francisco, had no friends, was working a tech sales job, was living on some lady's living room floor, and just like had my first job out of college. My first sales manager was into options trading, ironically, which is now something that I do and teach as well, but also very heavy in crypto. And he was like, look, this is what crypto is. Most people get confused by crypto. They don't understand. It's literally just decentralized money, which means you can protect your money from the inflation of the US dollar and have an appreciating asset. Okay. So he was like, hey, Cam, you need to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum every chance you get. And just people are going to tell you you're an idiot for like the next 5 years. But after 5 years, you're going to be laughing. And that's what he told me. And I was like, all right. So I bought a bunch.
What year is this, by the way?
2018. So this was like, it was 4K.
Yeah, man. 4K. I got it in 2017.
Good for you. Before me.
Yeah, which by 1 year.
You already know.
So I know the trajectory.
Exactly. So keep in mind, my dad is a PhD electrical engineer, very traditional. He was pissed. He's like, you spent 20 grand on this nonsense? And I was like, I did. And he almost talked me out of it, man. Like I almost sold.
Paper hands.
And you know, I waited and everyone called me stupid and I just like kind of forgot about it. $500,000 later.
Yeah.
You know, that was the first bag on crypto.
So you didn't really sell anything then for a while?
I forgot about it, bro. I was just like, I'm not going to even like worry about that money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Back when I got into crypto, I was trying a whole bunch of things even before that. And what led me into crypto was stocks before that, funny enough. And I was like, how can I find a market that's more opportunity and also open 24/7? And then I came across it on YouTube randomly.
That's sick.
So yeah, we have a similar story with that.
Stuff.
But what happened? What was your reaction when you opened your portfolio and you were like, oh shit, I have all this money right now?
I was a little manic, bro, to be honest. I was kind of like, is this okay to withdraw? Or like, is this supposed to stay here so nobody knows? You know what I mean? And I withdrew a decent amount. Mm-hmm. But it was like scary to understand. Like I was like, is this what investing is? Like, is this like when people invest in tech companies, which is huge in the Silicon Valley, right? Do they just wake up to money one day? And it's like, yeah, they bet on the right things. Like people want to think you have to be a super sophisticated person. It's like, you just need to catch trends. Uber was a trend. DoorDash was a trend. Twitter was a trend. Now, most people don't get the opportunities to invest in companies like that because they're not accredited investors and they're just not tapped in.
Yeah.
With crypto, you can have those types of returns without being anybody. Mm-hmm. You can put 1,000 in, and I don't like the term meme coin because that's not what I invest in at all. The money in meme coins is made because somebody's sitting behind a computer for 18 hours pissing in a cup and trading something in 4 minutes and making a bunch of money in 4 minutes, and everybody else gets fucked.
Pretty much.
I invest in a lot of altcoins, though, that I actually know the founders of the projects. They're very good. Somebody very close to me built a coin on the Solana exchange in 2020 called LIQ, L-I-Q. Basically what it did, to make it a little complicated for the audience if they want to hear, it liquidates funds on the Solana trading exchange called Serum. Okay, which basically means when you make trades on margin by borrowing money, some technology like on Robinhood, when you trade options, that's already happening. It's liquidating, right? This is for that, is the equivalent in crypto. That shit made us a huge fucking bag because we knew the founder. We knew what was going to happen. We knew the trajectory of the project. And we've been in 15 to 20 projects since 2020 like that, where we made minimum, 10x returns on these. Mm-hmm. So.
At the end of the day, it just comes down to right place, right time with high conviction. That's the biggest thing, especially in trading too.
Exactly.
And I want to ask you one of the questions too. If you're so successful trading, why do you teach people trading?
I love this question because that's like saying if I buy a house, why do I invest in like a commercial building or something? Or why do I do anything else? Look, trading doesn't take a lot of time, right? So there's different styles of trading that I've now equipped or built a team of traders to help me with, right? Trading options literally takes 45 seconds to trade. You take 45 seconds or less to pick the stock, pick the prediction you're making, and pick the date the contract expires. All options is predicting what's going to happen to a stock by a certain date. That takes 45 seconds. Let's just say I only did that and I wanted to teach options. If I don't teach options, what would you like me to do for the rest of the day besides fuck your girlfriend, go on walks, and go to the gym? Like, what else would you like me to do with my time? Because people come to me already and are like, hey, can I cuss on YouTube or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you say that as if, what should I be doing then? Give me an alternative. Don't help other people and charge a fee for it? I don't really get the question. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying you. I know you're asking because the audience, people get on calls and say, well, if you're so good, why this? It's like hedge funds manage millions of dollars. of other people.
The same
Why
thing
don't
on a
they
different
manage
level.
their own? They do. They also manage other people's capital.
Yeah, I like that answer. Say someone's watching this right now. What do you think is a good, confident enough amount of money to start trading with? Because you hear people online saying, "Oh, you just need $1,000," or "Oh, you should have at least 20 grand saved up." What is your opinion on that?
So, depending on where you're at in life, there are different types of trading that'll work for you. To trade options, you technically only need like $500 to really get into a trade, right? With us, we double our money on every trade minimum in 1 to 4 weeks. That's data. Like I have a video scrolling through trades for 6, 7, 8 months until I get too tired where I give up. You can turn 500 to 1,000 in 45 seconds. 45 seconds to buy, 45 seconds to sell. You can do it, but it's just going to take you a really long time to build. What I recommend as a good account size to really trade with is 5 to 10K. Obviously, more is better. But 5 to 10K, if you have a few grand, that's cool too. You can make money, but just don't expect to make as much money as people with more capital. Now, that's actually where the futures game comes in too. So for people that don't know, besides crypto, trading options and futures are two different ways that I trade. Futures is a day trading world, meaning we're in and out between 9 and 11 Eastern on the same day, multiple trades. Options is a swing trading world for us, meaning we buy on a Monday, we sell on a Friday, for example. You can do both simultaneously. The power of futures is that you can leverage capital from companies called prop firms, which basically are companies that give the best traders in the world money. With that leverage, you can trade with 100K. You might only have 5K to your name, but you can actually trade with 100K.
That's high leverage.
It's high leverage, but there's no risk. See, this is what people don't understand about risk. If I borrow 100K from Chase or American Express, I have to pay that back at some point. I can't just disappear or else I'm fucked. With prop firm leverage, you actually aren't responsible for the losses. It's an industry of its own that people just don't know exists. The way prop firms make their money is they give money to the top 1% of traders. They keep 20% of the profits that you make. You keep 80%. When you lose, you don't owe them any money. So if you get into futures and actually learn, it's a risk-free way to eventually run up a bet. With options, we trade with our own capital. So technically there is risk. But like, if you look at data, even over the past 8 months alone, we've won 90% of trades. And when we lose like 10% loss. So it's like, you know how they say a gymnast knows how to fall?
Yeah.
We know how to lose.
Yeah, you minimize losses.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Now, I'm actually not very educated in the prop firm space. I see people, mainly TJR specifically, I follow him on Instagram, and I see him posting his student wins, getting funded accounts and stuff like that. Could you break down what getting a funded account is?
Yeah. Getting a funded account means you've proven to a prop firm that you are worth giving money to. There's companies like Apex, there's companies like Take Profit Trader. You can look these companies up. Tradify, My Funded Futures. And me and my partner as a team, have $4.5 million from prop firms. So if prop firms only give money to top 1% traders, we're like 0.0001, right? If we have $4.5 million. I mean, we've proven over time that we're worth giving this much money to from all these prop firms. Getting a funded account means you show them that you can trade successfully based on whatever their challenge is. So an example could be, hey, take this 50K account, it's fake, right, demo account, and get it to 55K by Friday, if it's Monday, 5 days. If you do it, they give you 50K. You can't take that 50K and put it in your checking account, but you can trade with that 50K now. That's what getting a funded account is. Now, if you don't pass their challenge, then you can just try again until you do. Most people just don't pass because it's hard, right? Why would a business like a prop firm exist if they're not only picking the best traders to give money to? So that's what that is.
And they charge a couple $100 or so to get like different like demo funded accounts, right?
Yeah, different fees. And then when you pass, you have an activation fee too, which means you pay because now you've won. So you just like pay a little bit to keep the account.
That makes sense. What do you think your personal major setback was in your life where you had to kind of overcome in the trading world?
In trading, I think just finding the right traders, man. Like everybody says they're a trader, but nobody actually has like a resume from any sort of like real place, right? So like On the future side, my lead trader, Mehul Patel, he's ex Goldman Sachs. So like TJR can't like really claim that. I don't know his results, to be honest with you. I don't know. But no one can say that their lead trader is a rocket scientist that used to work at Goldman Sachs, but me. So like if that's not prestigious enough for you to believe that, fuck the 4 million, right? Like fuck the 4 million from Prop Firm Capital. If he worked at Goldman and built algorithms for Goldman in the trading space, he probably knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. The biggest setback for me was finding him. And what's crazy is, how did I find him, man? One of my dating clients, Eric Dowdell, shout out to him. I changed his life in that world. And he's like, Cam, why are you selling dating? And I'm like, this is what I do. I don't know. And he's like, bro, why don't you just sell us? And I'm like, huh, okay. Mm-hmm. And we did that. And it worked. Dope. Because the results are there. So like, connections are everything, guys. You never know where something's going to lead you to. But this internet world has changed my life. Meeting people from all around the world. It's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah. That's like how I am. That's how I'm here right now, too. This the whole online world. Yeah. And just, meeting new people, talking to new people. Yeah. Everyone's got something cooking. Yeah. So it's always like, if it makes sense to learn more about it, let's do it. Like, I don't know if you know who Johnny Options is, but he has a pretty big page on Instagram, and he uploads YouTube videos. And he's a very profitable options trader, and a super cool dude. He lives in Miami, too. But one of the things, how about we talk about mindset? Because especially in trading, your emotions get involved as you're a beginner. Mm. And if you don't have that in check, then you're kind of like screwed. Yeah. And it's interesting, too, when you're talking about coming from the dating world and teaching that, if you're too emotional with women and chicks, like you're just gonna get forgotten, bro, and tossed to the side. Yeah. And it's a very common similarity when it comes to trading, too. Yeah. So what is one of the main mindset kind of behaviors and mindset frameworks that you teach your students to be successful? Dude, I have a great analogy from dating that applies right to trading, where just because a woman gives you like a test, or like a shit test as we call it, right? Or like challenges you, technically that's the equivalent of your trade being in the red, right? It's like you're not, is it good? It means she cares. You can look at it as good. She cares enough to challenge you. But a lot of guys get emotional, right? Yeah. They get angry and they say dumb shit or whatever. The same thing with trading. I have some needy clients, man, and they know exactly who they are. You guys know you're needy. You guys know. They'll DM me when a trade is like 10% down. Tesla's in the red. Yeah. They're freaking out. I'm like, is the trade over? No. Relax. Yeah. Just wait. I like that. It's hilarious how you can kind of like transfer over certain perspectives and mindsets to be successful with anything. Yeah. Like, I forget who told me this. But one of my friends was like, bro, this is a guy older than me. He's like, bro, if you're good with girls, you're probably also pretty good at business too. Because there's a lot of times in business, whether it's trading or anything else, where shit's kind of not where you want it to be sometimes. And that's the point that's either going to make or break you. And it challenges you. And that's just how you become better in life, better in dating, better in business, better in trading, whatever the case is. Yeah. So that's hilarious too. We're on the same page with that. I think what you said, though, if you're good with women, you're probably good at business. I think that's a one-way thing. Here's what I mean. Yeah, it's not the opposite. It's not the opposite. So I've learned that, right? There's so many, even good sales guys, bro, from the tech world in the Silicon Valley. They used to look at me cold approaching at 22. They said, what are you saying to them that this is working? They're 30. I'm 22 running my, So like that's a muscle that you just have to understand, that it's going to feel very uncomfortable until you just figure it out. And there's two ways to figure it out. You can run into the wall 100 times on your own because you're too cheap to pay, because you have too much pride to work with somebody that knows what they're doing. It doesn't have to be me. It can be Casey Zander for all I fucking care. He's a homie. He's on the show. I don't know him, but I'd love to. But you can learn from somebody that's already failed until they won, and that will shorten your time, right? How do you think I learned how to trade? I already told you, from people that already have been trading for 10 years successfully. I didn't just go on YouTube and just spin in a circle, learning from every little channel I could. But you only live one time. So like, how much time do you want to spend? You can always get money back. You can't get your time back. That's my view. Yeah, 100%.
You know, you mentioned a minute ago too, this guy who was one of your bigger guys, was an ex-Goldman Sachs guy with algorithms and shit like that. In your perspective, over the next coming years, how do you think certain AI products are going to roll out and really change the game when it comes to retail trading?
Let's even take a step back on that. How is AI changing business?
Completely.
Right? Like, I used to have a setter in my DMs saying the same thing. And guess what? A setter goes to sleep. A setter goes on vacation. A setter takes weekends off. My AI now, shout out to Malcolm BB9, that shit is identical. It's a jackass like me too. It said talks how I talk. It does what I do. So no one's ever said, is this AI? Genuinely, to this day, that probably will happen at some point. But the point is I get calls on the calendar now without having to manage somebody. I give the AI feedback and it learns automatically. It can't not learn. Instantly. So with trading, man, I mean, there's so much happening, right? There's liquidation technologies being built. There's algorithms that people are trading alongside to give it the double edge, like they're watching it. My dad is a PhD double E. He's built his own AI ML software that literally, it's not for options or futures, but it just tells him when to buy and sell certain stocks. And he likes to buy and hold and do his thing. That's fine. But he knows that my stuff's legit because as a PhD, he's looked at it, right? So he has his money in with me too. And I have his money in with him, my money in with him. Mm-hmm. So there's just, I mean, AI is changing the world, and a lot of people that aren't, you either are going to use it or you're going to be completely replaced because your skill set isn't high enough to win. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing too. I was saying to another friend the other day too, it's like, I only really have one full-time employee right now. Mm-hmm. And I have 3 agents that are actively firing off 24/7. And it's like, bro, even a year ago, that wasn't possible. It's just crazy how fast the rate of things is changing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever read the document or if anyone here watching has read a document. It's called like AI 2027. And it's not saying the world's going to end in 2027, but basically it has a very strategic and somewhat, I think, realistic outlook on the hockey stick growth curve of growth, implementation, and just the overall outlook on what society will look like. Give it 2 to 5 years, give or take. And a lot of it, if you're not researching right now and trying to stay on top of the ball with this stuff, you're really going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage in even just 1 year. Like, now is a time right now where the world's changing. A lot of people compare it to the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, that replaced muscles and manpower with machines. A lot of this is replacing intelligence because it's artificial intelligence. So your best move right now, in my opinion, is to learn how to manage the AI instead of be replaced with it and oversee it.
And I'll even say this, like, when I think of risk, right, it's like my risk tolerance is very high just based on crazy things that have happened to me that we can talk about in a bit. But for most of you watching this, the biggest risk you can take is just to keep doing what you're doing right now. Because chances are, if you are watching this, just most people, right, they aren't where I'm at, they aren't where Frank's at, and that's just being truthful. You're probably not where you want to be. I know tons of engineers and IT guys that aren't that good at engineering and IT, and they're getting phased out by Filipinos and Indians or AI. They just
it's crazy, yeah.
It's insane. And they come to me and they're like, yeah, man, I'm kind of capped at like $130K a year in IT. I have a master's degree, and it's embarrassing. Not for like, I'm not even saying they're like stupid. I'm saying like, fuck, you're in student debt with a master's degree and you make $130K a year. That's the scam. You think I'm a scammer? Like, I get you a return month 1.
It's crazy.
Like, it's not even, it's insane. So I'm like, my friend had to move to the Midwest to get an IT job after 2 years. He's a senior IT, like systems admin, whatever you call it. He's been in IT for 6 years. He had to move to Kansas City. Not saying it's kind of dog shit. Like, you can't even live anywhere else. Like, you couldn't figure it out in California. And he's good. So, like, it's getting harder unless you change the way you make decisions and understand that the world is changing. And your decision making probably isn't that good, because if it was, wouldn't you already be rich?
That's a fucking period mic drop at the end of that one.
It's a bar. Put that as your fucking whatever you do in the beginning.
No, that was good. It's facts. It's crazy. You know, before we go into the next point too, I just want to add, like, to make it just bluntly obvious too, I don't know how to code shit for my life, right?
You don't need to.
Exactly. So I spent about a month and a half, 2 months, like every day, probably 8 hours a day, like hardcore. I don't really work super hard anymore,
Yeah.
but I dedicated those 6 to 8 weeks of like, all right, I'm going all in with this type of thing. I'm going to equip myself with this knowledge and this information, and I'm going to have a new software built out, all custom. I didn't build it, the AI did. I would send screenshots. I would literally speak to my laptop for hours a day for weeks on end, refining things, how to make things better. And like I said, I don't know how to code. I don't know how to do JSON or anything. I just got Claude. Claude's fantastic. I don't even really use GPT, honestly. I use a couple other tools too. But yeah, man, who needs to hire a software developer anymore when you have this stuff right now? I know I didn't.
And we'll talk about, I want to learn about your business too, but yeah, for most businesses, you don't need to hire. Yeah, if you're building some really ridiculous tech, yes, you'll need some level, like I have a client, he's a level 7 engineer at Google. He's probably pretty valuable. He's a level 7 engineer at Google. You can't really replace that with AI. He's going to use AI to make his life easier and his job better.
Yeah, you can't really replace the top 1% of any industry.
No.
Yes.
The same way, like, for example, AI replaces my setter in the DMs. They're not top 1%.
Yes.
But they don't replace a ridiculous closer like myself or any of my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the big differentiator too. Is like once you have a certain level of skill, you have some leeway to reevaluate and stuff like that.
But what you just said about AI too, right? Like, you don't know how to code. Okay. Who do you think's a better trader, me or my team? No.
Your team.
Oh, okay. You're pointing at me.
Yeah, I'm saying your team.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the espresso.
Yeah, bro, because why wouldn't they be? Like, and dude, he's not a client, unfortunately. Everybody who doesn't, most people become a client when they get on a call, just because they've seen too much, right? But if they don't, I just say, hey man, it's cool, but do I have permission to text you every day when we win? And they're like, yeah. And then eventually they choose. But this one guy, he knows exactly who he is. I want to say his name, but I don't want to get upset. He's been working in the theater industry in New York for 12 years. I'm like, how long have you been thinking about changing that up? He's like, years, man.
Every day.
Every day. What stopped you? The right system and mentor. Okay, we get to the end of the call. Do you think I'm the right system and mentor for you? He's like, absolutely. He found every reason to say no and said a yes. I'm like, can I show you results? Until you block me. Can I text you every day? My AI does it. My AI texts him every day, here's our results. And does it to every client like him. But his big excuse at the end was this. He had the money. It wasn't about the money. I don't want to be reliant on anyone. Oh, well, that's why you're fucking poor. Because I'm relying on my traders, buddy. I'm relying on a lot of things. That's what CEOs do. That's what real bosses do. They are reliant. They create teams. They create systems. You are broke because you're trying to do it by yourself. I am rich because I'm not. It's that simple.
That's a big thing, honestly. You made me think of this. A lot of people that say, like, oh, I have trust issues or whatever. Like, okay, I understand that to a point. But you have to understand, too, at a certain level, you have to start trusting people to an extent as long as it makes sense. If you're just going to walk around with that mindset saying, oh, I have trust issues, I can't trust anyone, you're not going to build good romantic relationships. You're not going to build good friendships, business relationships, whatever the case is. And all those things provide growth and opportunity in all aspects of life. Now, I'm not saying, go walk around and meet somebody at a bar and trust them your whole life, right? We're not taking things to the full extent. But yeah, once you do due diligence, it's like everything in life's a risk. And I think betting on just yourself and only yourself and keeping third parties away from you is the wrong bet to make nowadays. Because there's so many people that know other things that could also help you. And there's another value exchange that could be made there too. So it doesn't even have to be a financial risk at the end of the day. It's just crazy to me.
I'm so confident in the results that I deliver for my clients that I will say this. Here's how you don't get scammed. Okay, when people come in the DM, sometimes the first thing is, how do I know this is not a scam? Well, first of all, it's a stupid fucking thing to say. Second of all, how do you know it's not a scam? Do you actually have a process to evaluate whether or not something's a scam, or do you just go based off how you feel? Because, like, literally, if you actually do your due diligence, You cannot in any way say that it's a scam. Now, let's just say it is. Pay credit card and dispute it in 3 months. You have 90 days. Like, people are so dumb to not understand. Bro, I've worked with an ad agency that did not deliver, and I looked at their contract, and I was like, dude, I fuck that. Like, you did not deliver what you said, chargeback. It's not that hard to not get scammed. Now, I've been scammed by zelling somebody $8,000, and he never talked to me again.
Wow.
Okay, and this is my first high ticket experience, right?
It's a bad first experience.
And I'm still in it.
Yeah.
And now I've spent hundreds of thousands. Cole Gordon, Tom Worth.
Good people.
Yeah, like there's gonna be good and bad in everything. It's like saying, like, you want to buy a house one day, probably, if you're watching this, right? Do you even know why you want to buy a house? You probably don't. You're just like, I want to buy a house. What if you buy a house that doesn't appreciate? Whoa, right? Is that a scam, or did you just make a bad investment? Is it on you, or is it on the house? Right? So people just say things are scams, but they have no process to actually understand if something's a scam or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
To reel it back into trading, what is one of the most, what's an indicator that you can't live without when it comes to trading?
What do you mean? Repeat that.
Like, what's one indicator you use every day that you wouldn't be able to live without to be a profitable trader?
Oh, charts, dude. Technical analysis.
Just charts.
Yeah, technical analysis. Actually understanding that most of the trades that we do as a team are not based on random news. Because, like, when we lose, it is because of random news. When we win, it is because of deep technical analysis. We trade the same stocks for the most part. Tesla, Nvidia, Meta, Apple, AMD.
It's all blue chip.
All blue chip. So we're good because we trade the same shit over and over. I've seen discords of people that I personally know where they're trading CrowdStrike over here and this over here and this over here. It's like, bro, no wonder you're not that good. You know nothing about these companies. How can you be an expert in all these things? It doesn't make any sense. So my options trader, he's been trading for 10 years the same shit and running up a bag.
Yeah.
I brought him to life. No one even knows who he is. Because the best traders typically, bro, they're not people like me. That's why I say my traders are better than me. I bring people to life through personal branding, marketing, sales, getting people across the line to get results with the best people that can't talk behind a camera to save their life. Mm-hmm. And that's good. He's relying on me. I'm relying on him. We have a business. That's what a company is. It's okay. Like, people fucking are stupid, bro. I don't know.
There's a common theme I see with a lot of profitable traders that they only really trade the same 5 to 7-ish stocks.
Yep.
And they'll just reevaluate week after week. Okay, good entry. If not, give it another few days, week, give or take, and then it'll re-enter like the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated. Like you said, once you kind of understand the companies that you're actually trading, the only time you're going to get kind of caught off guard perhaps is when Jerome Powell is like, oh, we're going to keep rates the same or we'll cut them or whatever the case is.
Good God.
I think yesterday it was, at the time of filming, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I think he said that they're going to cut rates.
Yeah.
And then crypto ripped.
Yep.
And I had a long open on Ethereum and that shit cooked.
Good shit.
And I messed around with futures trading on crypto.
Oh, nice.
But I don't really do stocks anymore. But
I'd love to change that for you.
maybe. I think I like to use, what's it called? I have it on my phone.
Webull?
Yeah, Webull's easy. That's what I used in the past.
Yeah, we use Robinhood. Webull's great too. Some of our clients use Schwab or like Fidelity because they're like, whatever, they like that.
Why do you like Robinhood over anything else? Because I know, correct me if I'm wrong here, at least for crypto I know, you're not actually holding your position on the platform. They're actually holding it for you. Is that only with crypto?
So, okay, well, the reason you shouldn't have crypto on Robinhood is because it defeats the purpose of crypto.
Yeah.
You want your stuff decentralized, right? You want your stuff on wallets where only you really have control, right?
Like cold storage, you're saying?
Cold storage, yeah, so on and so forth. I like Robinhood because it's the most user-friendly. Like, it's the easiest to teach. I can teach somebody how to trade options on Robinhood in 5 minutes. Everything else doesn't matter. That's it.
That's fair. I mean, when I started using Webull a little bit, I was like kind of confused. I've used Robinhood in the past too. I like it. Yeah. I think it just comes down to user preference.
Yeah.
But what is one of the most insane, like, whether it's a win or a loss story that one of your students has gotten, and let's just say like a 30-day time span, like an insane win or insane loss?
Yeah, I'll give you one of. Okay, one of my clients, he's a software engineer. He doesn't want me to say his name. Even our testimonial is private because his family's already hating because he's making too much money, basically. Like he told me, he's Indian, very traditional. He found me from an Instagram ad, was very skeptical. Our testimonial, if you guys want it, I'll send it to you. It's unlisted on YouTube. I can send it to anybody. He's like my on-demand reference too. So like literally if somebody's on a call, I just call this guy and I'm like, tell them they're being stupid, basically. I took his 5K. I think he's at like 19 now. But at 30 days, or like not even 30 days, like 28 days, we turned 5K to like 16K. And that's more than what he pays me. Mm-hmm. So like, if you don't, it's just, why? Copied our trades.
That's a big thing too in this space, is copy trading.
Yeah.
There's this guy I follow on Twitter, I forget his name. He's launching he has like a massive portfolio of just copy trading like big political figures. And somehow, some way he has wallet tracking and stuff like that. But now he's actually releasing an app to copy trade his trades with the politicians.
Oh shit.
And I mean, it just shows as time goes on, tech's getting crazier too. Like he'll probably charge a monthly recurring fee to get access to his app. Yeah. Shit, man, I might pay that.
Yeah.
Copy trading is a big thing in this space.
Yeah. In terms of losses, just because you asked, like, I don't have a crazy loss because there are no crazy losses. Like, there really isn't. Like, we can go through data as long as you want until you see. When we lose 10%. When we lose 20% max. That's like $80. Like, we're not even losing what we put up. It's just the reality. Yeah.
Now, I know at the beginning of this, you were saying, like, ideally you want to start with anywhere between at least 10 to 20, right?
I would say, yeah. I mean, if you have a 5K account like my client I just told you, he's a software engineer, we can make that shake. That's not an issue.
Yeah.
But, like, we can make it shake a lot faster and bigger and make bigger swings on the option side with 10 to 20 grand.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's just a game of capital at that point and multiplying it. But my question was, like, it's going to be starting from, like, the trenches right now, somebody watching perhaps, or maybe even yourself with your knowledge.
Yeah.
If you just had $1,000, what would be your game plan to turn that into 5, and let's just say over the span of 2 months to be somewhat realistic or shorter?
Yeah. I'm going to give you the funnel that I can help anybody get from dog shit to the top. This is what it is. If you're at the bottom, that means you're broke and you have no credit. $1,000 ain't shit. So you're broke. Let's say you also have dog shit credit.
Make it worse. Double negative.
Double worse. You're at the and the worst part is most of these people do nothing because they can't, like, it's a reflection of where they're at. The reason they're down here is because they don't know how to make decisions. So when I tell them, hey, asshole, we need to fix your credit. Do you want to do that? Okay, fine. Stay poor then. Where are you going to go? You're going to go lower than where you're at by taking a risk? No, we need to fix your credit. Then we can use your credit to get access to capital. Let's say worst thing happens, you leverage 100 grand, you lose it all. You're back to where you were. You're already broke. Doesn't fucking matter. I leveraged 92 grand 5 years ago to get rich as fuck. That's literally what I did when everyone said, oh, leverage, scary. No, but if you make good decisions with leverage, it's great. What do you think the biggest real estate investors do? Buy it cash?
Hell no.
They use leverage. So get your credit right. I have another team that can help you with that. That's not even what I do, but if you're at the bottom, get your credit up. Use that to get access to 10 to 20 grand. 0% interest, 12 to 18 months. Use that money to invest in the right mentors and self-development, and then use some of that money to trade with as well. Cam, I can't trade with credit. Yes, you can. You liquidate it through a credit card processor. They send it right back to you in cash. Now you can trade. Fuck off. You're wrong.
Or you could liquidate it into crypto.
Or that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, that wasn't even really a big thing a couple years ago either. Like, being able to access that stuff from, like, a retail standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, different. One of my friends I actually filmed with here. His name's Gray. Shout out my boy Gray and Lauren. They're launching an app actually to, I know what you're talking about here in terms of, like, liquidating 0% interest credit cards, like business funding and stuff like that. He was doing that. He's still doing that. They probably liquidate, not even exaggerating, anywhere between 8 to 10 mil a month across their entire, and everything's done through affiliates. They don't do any advertising. I've actually used their service a while ago. But they're launching an app right now to help people to liquidate just on an app with their credit card if they have to pay rent, pay car payment, car insurance, whatever the case is, all on the app, and it goes right to their bank account. Like they're making the business funding process like very seamless.
I want to be an affiliate, or I want to give them business.
Yeah, I'll connect to you guys afterwards.
Yeah.
They're good people. They're actually out here in Scottsdale too.
Easy.
But yeah, man. In terms of getting access to funds, yes, it is risky. But at the point where you're saying if you're down bad, that bad, I mean, how much further can you really go?
No.
But let's just say, okay,
wait. Let me say one thing. Hold it.
Go ahead.
If you already have good credit but no money, what is the point of having a good credit score? Is it to tell your friends you have a 700 credit score? No, it's to use the credit to get access to cash, to make more cash so you can live a better life. I had an 800 credit score at one point. I used it and it dropped. I used it to get 92K in capital. My score eventually was 650. Oh no, I can't tell my friends I have 800. Now I'm a millionaire. Now my credit score is in the 700s. It's not 8. Who cares? What's more important? But you guys sit on credit like it's a thing that you should care about for pride. Why? Use it to make money. Anyways, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say in a different environment, a different setting. Let's say someone has like $5,000 they're starting with right now. Would you lead them, or would you kind of reference them to go to start doing options trading or prop trading? Is that just a personal opinion?
If you have $5,000, I would go options and then futures, because you can turn that $5,000, just like that engineer I told you about, to 16 and keep stacking it, letting it compound, take some for your bills or whatever, that's fine. And then eventually buy your time back, because options doesn't take a lot of time. So let's say like you're working a crazy job or whatever, or a corporate job, or even just a job that had long hours and demanding. You can still trade options. There's nobody that can't trade options, because it takes 45 seconds to enter a trade on one day and 45 seconds to sell on another day. Now you've stacked your money after a few months. Now you can say, maybe I should quit my job if I don't want to have this job anymore, and do futures. Because now futures takes time. Whether you do it with me or by yourself, it doesn't matter. It's still going to take time. It's going to take less time with us. It takes 10. Our clients spend 10 hours a month on futures. Wow. 10 hours a month learning, implementing the strategies, following the trades, showing up to live calls. 10 hours a month. You got to get there. Some people don't have that luxury of time, right? So if you have $5,000, maybe if you have $5,000, you probably don't have a ton of time because you're working a lot, which is why you only have $5,000, because you probably have a shit job or whatever it is. Start the slower route with options, make some money, go back to futures later.
Dope. I like that.
Yeah.
What's kind of your personal, I don't want to say end game, but what's your outlook and what's your goals over the next, let's just call it 1 to 2 years, because I think anything else further than that, it's hard to predict.
Yeah. Honestly, man, like I hate to say this, I'm not complacent, but I'm very content. Like I'm pretty fucking happy right now. I'm gonna marry my girl next year.
How long have you guys been dating, if you don't mind me asking?
3 years.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, we go to Colombia literally on Wednesday for a 3 year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be dope. But yeah, 3 years. Best thing that ever happened to me was down when I was broke. Saw me come up. Helped me, supported me through everything. Marrying her, big goal. Financially, it's like, I mean, dude, like, I'm kind of good. Like, I'm not saying, like, I don't want to build. Like, I'm playing the game at this point, right? Like, I want to get into different shit and, like, get to, like, $1 million a month, right? And just, like, hit numbers, milestones. It's not really about the money. I can live the way I want to live right now. It's really about the game. It's about impact. Like, the feeling that doesn't get old is actually seeing people's lives change, genuinely.
Yeah.
Like, someone coming in and actually being the most skeptical person ever and then texting me, Cam, you were right. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Thank you for the push. Shout out Omar if he sees this. Omar came to me in May. He was so scared. He had no job, but he had 30,000 saved. He lost his engineering job. He was like, how do I know this is real? I'm like, Omar, like I talked, I don't remember what I said back then, but I told him I get people across the line. So I'll show you the truth and I'll push your ass aggressively. And if you don't like that, then you don't want to be pushed, and that's cool. Other people have different styles. But I have DMs from Omar on my phone. He has a testimonial, public one, where we literally do a testimonial and we do an options trade randomly because we had to buy and sell during the fucking testimonial. Like we made money during. No one's ever done that because it's like luck.
That's pretty dope.
It just happened to happen. He's in futures too. He's one of our best future students. He started in May. He has 350K, 400K in capital now, and he's doing about 6% a month in returns. So do the math on that, right? 6% a month on 300K is 18K a month. It's pretty good. He doesn't need an engineering job. He's also doing options and making crazy money, right? So like, what would you ask? Oh, no, my end game, impact. Yeah, people like Omar, man, like that his life has changed forever, and I'm super happy. Like, I just want to do that over and over again as long as I can. Genuinely, bro. Like,
I mean, that's what's the saying? Oh yeah, it always feels better to give than to receive, type thing. Yeah, and once you're in a position to, in this case, teach, but also give, yeah, I mean, it's great. Like, I think of it too, but at the end of the day, money is just, after a certain point, it's kind of like, all right, I don't give a shit to have a private jet or a massive yacht. I'm like, bro, if I want to do that, we'll charter it to Vegas.
Yeah, or we'll get the homies together and split it. Like,
exactly. And it's like, once you get to a certain point, it's like, all right, I care more importantly about my relationships, my friendships, and just my health. And I think you can only get to that point once you get to a level in business and finance. I was curious to ask, because a lot of guys are like, I want to get into real estate and all, and start that whole adventure too. I was curious if you wanted to do that too, but.
So my uncle is one of the biggest real estate guys in the Silicon Valley, like multi-million-dollar portfolio, 9 figures, like big fish. If I'm going to do real estate, it's going to be with him on the commercial side. But I just like I'm not there yet. I just don't really see, I don't have a push for it. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to invest in tech. So I'm joining this VC firm pretty soon, angel investing fund.
Dope.
Where they do like 6 deals a year, seed rounds. We'll see if one of them blows, like Uber, you know, why not?
Yeah.
You know? And they win. The founder's worth 50 mil, straight off investing. He was a VP of sales in tech for a long time. There's like 30 guys in it, doctors, everything. And they interview you tough, bro. So like when I interview, my whole angle, I have an in already, like my boy's in it already. But like when they interview me, my whole angle is, hey, like no one knows internet marketing like I do in this room. So if you want to see if this company knows what they're doing from a marketing standpoint, I can evaluate that very well.
So yeah, you're positioning yourself as an asset.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of just like, I'm just here, here's my money type thing.
No, but that's the thing. They don't even want that, right? Like my friend that is in there, he's been in there for a couple of years. He is an enterprise sales leader at Okta, single sign-on, you know, SaaS. Right? Yeah. So he makes like 1.2 a year, mid-30s, wife and kids. He's going to get me in there, but his edge was he knows enterprise sales. So if you're investing in tech companies, he's going to evaluate that enterprise sales situation.
Yep.
For me, it's going to be internet marketing.
I love that.
So that I want to get in. I'm excited for that.
Dope.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to that point, like you said, it's just like, at least in my mind, it's different leverage pieces and positioning yourself correctly with cool opportunities. And yeah, not everyone's going to win, but once one does, and once it does hit, you know, it pays off the rest of the losses and some in profits. But
one more goal that I want to mention.
Go ahead.
I've been thinking about this recently because like I'm going on vacation for a week, and typically when I go on, or 8 days with my girl, and typically when I go on vacation, I'm like kind of half working still. I want to turn my brain off more. Yeah. That's just like a personal thing for me where I'm just like, I now have the team. I can rely on my team to get the job done without me. And I really want to go on vacation. And really like put my phone away.
Yeah.
I really do. That's important.
Dude, that's actually funny you mentioned that. I was in Tulum earlier this year with my girl, my friend, and his girlfriend. Just a little couples trip.
Yeah.
For a week, and I had shitty ass connection out there.
Yeah.
And like the only time I had connection is at the Airbnb when I had Wi-Fi.
And you're stressed.
No, bro, I was out at the beach.
Good for
I
you.
was out at the restaurants. I was like, I didn't post it on Instagram or Snapchat. I was like, man, it's very refreshing to kind of detach and not be blown up by people, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
But it's also like, wow, this is kind of refreshing, and I can actually like live the human experience more right now.
Yeah.
And once that wasn't even planned, but once I was there, I was like, all right, well, shit, I can only get back to people at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
But it forced myself to live more, and it kind of shifted my mind when I was there. When I came back here, and I was like, yeah, you still got to work and stuff like that. Still got to show up, but it's like, what do I actually value more of? Do I value more making an extra couple, whatever, bucks a month, and sacrificing more free time, taking more mental stress do I value that more, or do I value just hanging out with my people more? And I choose the latter any day of the week at this point. And it sounds like, yeah, you're at that point too, when your mental state at least, which is dope.
I'm 30, bro. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Fuck you. Like, bro, I'm 30 and I've lived. Like, I've been robbed for $200,000 at gunpoint.
What the fuck?
We could tell.
Dude, let's tell a story right now. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I'll tell that right. Bro, so like I said, the cannabis area is very gray area, right? Like, no one's really making legal money in cannabis. They just use licenses to get away with whatever they want to get away with. And I'm just going to say that. And that's not snitching. That's just, it's fine. Like, the feds know. They use licenses to run a black market operation, to basically, because cannabis is still a Schedule I drug, bro, which basically means you're taxed on gross profit, which imagine if you were taxed on gross revenue. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like, what? If I was taxed on my revenue, bro, I'd be broke. So they try to make it a cash business as much as they can, which means even if you're operating legally with licenses, you can still get robbed. And no one will care because they come and they look at your books and they're like, these are cooked, basically. So basically, long story short, bro, I've been dealing with people for 3 years. Legalization started coming in. And that legalization cuts the margins. Meaning, like, they were clients that were used to paying straight cash, no taxes, living a crazy life. They bought a nightclub, you know.
High margins.
Yeah. And then it just kind of got less. Even me, I went from 40 grand a month to fucking 6, 7, right? So, like,
that's a big dip.
It's a big dip, bro. Especially, like, the first time you get paid for real, like, you really spend it, right? So, like, I was running through it. I had 2 safes, different cribs, like, didn't pay taxes, allegedly. But I was in the wrong. I mean, bro, I trusted the wrong people for too long. They were always the wrong people. But because I offered so much value for so long, they weren't stepping on me. And eventually, it was time for me to lose. And what's funny, bro, is I called my dad 3 days before, and obviously my parents were fucking worried. They're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And I'm like,
I'm trapping, Dad.
yeah, it's like, well, but here's the thing. I got laid off during COVID, and that was the route. There was no tech jobs, and I didn't know about high ticket or anything else, and didn't really have another skill set. So,
Bro, went to the streets.
Went to the streets, bro. And to be honest, like, I called my dad 3 days before. I remember walking. I had hella time back then, bro. I really turned my brain off back then. I just did a couple things a day, and it was over. But I was like, you're going to be right again one day. I don't know when, but you're going to be right. And he was right.
Mm-hmm.
And he was right because that happened. Meaning, like, if that didn't happen, it would have all been worth it. And it's still all worth it because it led me to this. It led me to clean money. It led me to never looking over my shoulder again. I don't have ops or street. Like, I don't got that. Like, anybody who talks about that, you're not cool, bro. Like, that shit's lame. Like, I thought that shit was cool to ride around with a gun and whatever, allegedly. But, like, this shit ain't cool, bro. And, like, if you want to have a family, or if you don't, if you just want to, like, not look over your shoulder and worry about people following you, none of that shit is cool or worth it. And get out while you fucking can, because everybody that stayed in too long lost.
Yeah.
Dead or jail. I know God exists because I did not die. I should have been killed that day, bro. I deserved it. But lost all, and what's crazy is, like, when I got robbed, bro, ARs, everything, bro. Like, I knew who they were. Everyone knows who they are in that area that we were in. Like, I was just like, let's not die. How do we not die right now? And I just stayed face down. My fucking friend getting kicked in the face in front of me. I'm fine. They're not touching me for whatever reason. AR to my fucking other homie's fucking teeth. Got his teeth knocked out. He got veneers now. I'm just trying not to die. And eventually it's over. And I'm like, okay, I'm broke. Mm-hmm. It's done. And that's okay. And I told my girl, we're 4 months into dating. I'm like, hey, you should leave. I did the Hormozy, bro. And I got lucky because I got to see.
It's a good test.
I did the Hormozy. I did, hey, I'm a sinking ship. You should go. And she didn't go. And she moved in with me, paid half the rent, half the bills, half the travel, bro.
Damn, dude.
And this is bro, my girl's a pro athlete model, bro. Like, no women are doing that at her level of attractiveness at all. So, like, I was like, huh, okay. Buying me food, getting out the car, pumping the gas. I don't need that, but she did it. I don't need someone to get out the car. She could pay for the gas. I'm just saying, she really was like, can I can I do this for you? I'm like, okay, sure. So now I'm like not even comfortable with how much love I'm getting.
You feel like unworthy in a way?
Unworthy, bro, because I'm like, who the fuck am I to deserve this shit? You could be with anybody better than me. But she stayed down, and she will be rewarded forever in every single way, emotionally, financially, because, and even today, bro, she's looking for coupons, bro. She ain't, the most expensive thing I've ever, and you see I have real ice, but like, she never asked me for that. She's getting it because I push it on her, because I'm like, this is not fair that I get to spend money on me and you ask for an Apple Watch. What do you really want? She sends me a goddamn makeup card from Ulta. I'm like, bitch, if you don't like, you don't take some of this, because she deserves it. But that story, bro, created my risk tolerance. When I realized I didn't die and lost 200 grand, but I'm talking to people on the phone that are like, I'm scared to put a deposit down. It's like, bro, I don't got time for this shit. Like, you're bound to lose. Pay with credit card. If I fuck you over, dispute it, idiot. Like, how do you not understand this?
That's hilarious.
It's dumb.
That's actually hilarious. When you put it in that perspective, yeah, that's the thing too, is a lot of the successful guys have a crazy history of a lot of volatile ups and downs. And it kind of numbs you at a certain point, like you're saying right now, in your perspective, it's like, what the hell is, whatever, 10, 15, 20, 30 grand at this point compared to what you went through when you almost died over moving some street weight. It's like, bro, this shit is light work compared to what I've experienced. And it changes your perspective, and you probably shine that onto people when like you're on calls and stuff. Like, just your perspective and your mindset of that is what gets people over the line. And
Exactly,
then, you probably don't even regret the experience, like you said, because it's gotten you to where you're at.
No, I don't.
But the biggest thing too at the end of the day is like peace of mind, like you're saying.
Man.
Value that over dirty money.
Every time. I've done both. So that's the thing. I'll be able to tell my kids not to do it because I've done it. Mm-hmm. And if you're gonna really do it, son, at least fuck with my people, right? Like, at least like don't fuck with no weird people that I don't know, because like, shit, if you're gonna do it, at least do it right. Do it right, bro. Like, do it the way I did it up until I fucked up, because you can actually learn from my mistakes. Yeah. But God forbid they go down that path, bro.
Yeah, they shouldn't have to.
They shouldn't have to.
You got the fucking...
But I didn't have to, right? I did it because I wanted to. Let's not sit here and act like bro, like, when people say daddy's money, I think there's levels to it, right? No, I grew up middle class. My uncle's rich as fuck. That's not my money. My uncle's my mom's brother, who I said is literally rich, like 9 figures. I don't get access to that. So, like, do I have family money? I guess. But, like, bro, my dad was an engineer at Xerox, not Netflix. Like, he's not big tech. He's a research engineer, bro. He's a PhD. He's a smart guy, but he was never a money guy. We lived in a humble home, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I had food. Yeah, I didn't have no Jordans, though. Like, Jimmy even, too. Bro, Jimmy, shout out Jimmy Farley. Jimmy grew up next door. Not next door, but, like, same city. Mom was a teacher, dad was a tech, whatever. They were middle class.
Yeah.
He was probably less well off than I was if I look back at it, bro. But, like, Jimmy is a huge influence, bro, to me, because he told me not to give this shit up. When I was doing dating, and I was like, dude, dating, these guys are fucking hard to deal with, bro. Like, because they got to do the work, and they got to be not lame at the end of the day, too. Like,
you can't teach not being lame either. You can't teach not being lame.
You can. It's in you sometimes, bro. But, like, I've changed a lot of people's lives dating, and there's certain people, bro, where I was like, fuck, I couldn't fucking help you, bro.
Yeah.
And I tried.
Here's your money back, dog.
Like, no, bro, no, I did the work. No. But like, for example, like, if you're Indian and you're not going to wear deodorant, you're not going to get white girls, bro. If you have a sharp fucking accent. You're just not. Don't come to me expecting I can change that for you. I'm dark, bro, but I still do my thing. But that's because I sound like a white guy.
You do sound like a white guy.
Yeah, like on the phone in person, like I'm American, bro. But there's levels to this shit. Like, you can only get so far with what you're naturally gifted with, and play to your strengths, right? So, like, for me, I play to height. I have facial hair, I dress well. I'm not jacked. You're fucking in better shape than me.
Gee, come on in.
Yeah. But I play to my strengths to win. I learned how to communicate well. That worked for me, right? Some people rely off their looks. Some people rely off their money. Play to your strengths, but just know there's levels to the shit. If you have money, game, and you're in decent shape, and you got height, bro, the sky's the limit for you. If you're 5'7", you better get in shape and make some money, player.
Yeah.
You better fucking do it. If you have a sharp accent and you want white girls, and it's not a British accent, and you don't sound amazing, go get accent coaching. You can afford it. They don't do it. Wear deodorant. It's not your culture. This is America. I don't give a fuck. I'm from the sand. I can say whatever I want. Like, wear deodorant. Stop eating that shit too much. Whatever you're eating that's making... I don't smell like that without deodorant. I don't know what they're eating.
I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
Shit.
That's funny, though. I mean, it always comes down to, at the end of the day, no matter what venture you're trying to improve in, is just like, people say, like, looks maxing or money max, whatever the case is.
FitX Fearless. Good God.
Yeah, that guy's funny. But yeah, I mean, just everyone's dealt a hand of cards. Maximize them as much as you can, and just keep trying to improve, bro. Like, I grew up mad skinny. I'm not the biggest guy, that's for sure, but added some size. I actually grew up kind of a bit more introverted as well.
I can tell.
And here, yeah, right. But now here, I just have my own. I have people on here. I like talking. I like going out talking to people, and it just shows if you're actually dedicated to changing. Like you said, the sky's the limit. Yeah. Especially if you're tall.
You're 6'6" for some reason, bro. Why are you so... Look at your feet hit the goddamn computer.
At 6'3", 6'4", yeah.
There you go. So but, bro, here's the thing about change, right? Like, change is going to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
It gets bad before it gets good, and that's the problem. People are looking for 100% good feeling to make a decision. And that's why they don't change, because they're looking for a feeling that doesn't exist. I just gave Devin Rodriguez, shout out D-Rod. You know him? Podcast guy in Miami? He basically is taking me on 12 podcasts in my niche to blow up organically. He's worked with the biggest people in the space. Les Brown, Brian Tracy, big Jason Mojo, big dogs. I gave him $25,000 for 12 podcasts. I'm like 60% sure it's going to work. Did it anyways. If Halle Berry in her prime was across the street, what would you do? You think you're going to be 100% confident? I'm not going to be 100% confident. I'm going to do it anyways. What are you doing? Are you doing shit? Or are you thinking about shit so long that you talk yourself out of it because you weren't 100% ready? Shut the fuck up. That's why you're poor. That's it.
I think it's a good way to end it, bro. We're out of time, too.
Yes, sir.
So.
Let's get it.
Cam, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Very good pod.
Yeah.
Guys, Cam's links will be down below in the description. Make sure to drop him a follow. Check out his stuff, too.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
Special deals, right? Because I'm on Frank's show, if you guys mention Frankifyy that you saw me on this show, you're not gonna get list prices. You're gonna get custom prices.
Yeah, if you made it this far at the end of the video, yeah.
If you made it this far and actually watched this guy, because I've watched all his stuff, that's why I'm here, right?
Hell yeah.
He interviews the best entrepreneurs in the space. So yeah, man, mention him, you'll get a better deal.
As always, guys, don't be motivated, stay disciplined, and I'll see you guys in the next video.